For the Board of Education, we have one very short meeting, and then our regular meeting will proceed exactly after that. But we'll have our organizational meeting first. So, Miss Lindsay, if you would you open us with prayer?
Everyone, bow your heads, please. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us. And I would like to ask and pray that you keep all of our families safe this next week as we give thanks for all of our blessings and share our blessings with others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to take just a few minutes before we get started with our organizational meeting to recognize the visitors that we had. First of all, let me welcome the Honorable Judge Doleaf with us this evening. Thank you for being here and helping us out. Also, we have Mr. Stewart's family, Miss Cassandra Stewart. We have his youngest son, Tripp, and a grandson, Oliver, and it looks like maybe some more have joined you.
Yeah, my bodyguard, Mrs. Payne, our good friend, Officer Matt Stringer. We have Madden and Miles Payne also.
Great.
Very, very close.
Great. Thank you for being with us this evening, and I know that Robert appreciates that as well. Also like to recognize Miss Myrick, Flo Myrick, Mr. Myrick's wife. So we're glad for all of you to be here. Let me also explain to you that in November of every year, according to the school board operations policy, the school board will hold an annual organizational meeting. At such time, the board will elect its president and its vice president. Also, this evening at this particular organizational meeting, we also have three of our members, Mr. Stewart, who is a new member to our board, and two other members who have just recently run for election and or re-election, and their swearing in will be tonight as well. There is on the agenda an action agenda of recommendations. I'm not aware that we have any of those.
I have none.
Okay, there are none. And at this time, then, we'll go on into the swearing-in ceremony. All right, Mr. Myrick.
This will be fine.
Okay, good with me. All right, you raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible. I, and say your name,
Tony Myrick,
do solemnly swear
I do.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
the Constitution of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof.
and I will honestly and faithfully
I will honestly and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
upon which
upon which
I'm about to enter,
I'm about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Stewart.
I'm gonna take mine off. That's okay. Raise your right hand. I, say your name,
I, Robert Stewart,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Alabama,
of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so long as I
a citizen thereof,
assist
and that I will honestly and faithfully
and I will honestly and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I'm about to enter
I'm about to enter
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Mr. Christenberry, I believe that leaves you. You got somebody to bring the Bible. Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, Frank.
Right hand, I say your name,
I, Cecil Christenberry,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Alabama,
of the State of Alabama,
so long as I continue
so as long as I continue
a citizen thereof,
a citizen thereof,
and that I will honestly and faithfully
and that I will honestly and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
upon
which I'm about to enter
which I'm about to enter
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Judge Doleve.
Yes, ma'am.
And welcome to the board table.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Take it off. Good job.
The next item of business on our agenda is the election of officers. First office is for president.
I'd like to nominate Janae Dawson to serve another term as president of the board.
I'll second that.
Do I hear any other nominations? If not, I guess I'm here.
Congratulations.
We have to
Thank
vote.
We got to vote. We have to vote. I only have one name.
We got to vote.
Maybe y'all won't vote for me? Okay. All those in favor of Janae Dawson?
Aye.
Please.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you. And now for the position for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Tony Merrick.
All right.
Second.
Nomination for Tony Myrick. Do I hear any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, then we will all vote. All those in favor of Tony Myrick, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And Tony is elected. Thank y'all very much. Thank you. Thank you. We also have information or superintendent staff reports. We're not,
No, ma'am.
none under that. I don't see Mr. Busby, who is sometimes here, so unless I've missed someone, I'm assuming we have no media questions at this time. So do I hear a motion to adjourn the organizational meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
In a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed. And the organizational meeting is adjourned. I will, at this time, call to order the regular board meeting for November 19th for the Baldwin County Board of Education. Since we convened the organizational meeting with the prayer and the pledge, if I hear no objection or anything, we'll move on into recognition of any visitors that we have not. We'll dispense with that and move forward. All right. I believe we have, except maybe for the SROs who are here, be introduced, I think, later. We have recognized any other visitors that we normally have. And we have a letter of commendation. Cass?
Normally, when we have to say there's an extra police presence, it's usually not a great circumstance. And I can't tell you guys how many people have come up to me asking me if there's anything going on tonight. So there is something going on, but it's actually something really great. We can't say enough about our SROs. And recently, the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office SRO Community Outreach Unit has been presented with the National Model Agency Award for a School Resource Unit awarded by the National Association of School Resource Officers. And this organization oversees all school-based law enforcement nationwide. So again, I know we tell you guys thank you all the time, and I can't say that enough on behalf of all of our schools and the board and the superintendent. And I believe Anthony and Mr. Tyler would like to come down to present this letter of commendation for you guys.
The only thing I want to say is that I appreciate Mr. Tyler and the board for having the vision and the foresight to put a school resource officer in all of our schools. I know it's been said over and over again, but the value that they bring to the fight, to the table, you have no idea. I had a conversation just before the meeting of 2 or 3 things that had happened throughout the week, getting a follow-up of what's transpired in court, how we process with those things. And these are all actions that are taken by the men and women of the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office, as well as every municipality that takes place on a daily basis. We travel, do a lot of professional development training to make sure that we can coordinate, and I just can't say how proud of them that I am. I submitted them for this award over a year ago, and I do think it's well deserved as I see other agencies receive these recognitions. The thing that we're doing here in Baldwin County, it actually warms my heart and gives me a great sense of comfort, not only as an employee, but it also gives me a great sense of comfort as a parent, having 3 kids in Baldwin County Public Schools. And with that being said, on behalf of the superintendent and the board, I'd like to present this letter of accommodation that reads, the Baldwin County Board of Education is pleased to recognize Baldwin County Sheriff's Office SRO Community Outreach Unit and award this letter of commendation for a National Model Agency Award for a School Resource Unit by the National Association of School Resource Officers, presented this day, 19th of November, 2020, signed Superintendent Eddie Tyler. Okay, we'll leave it right there. Move it. Just move the mic.
You good? We good?
We're good.
Good? Okay.
Letter of commendation. Minutes. I'm old school. I always do hard copy.
Next on the agenda, sorry. Next on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the October 15th, 2020 regular meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes is presented.
Motion to approve and second by Mr. Stewart. Any questions? If not, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the minutes are approved as written. We have one sign-in for a delegation. Mr. Hoffman. Is Mr. Hoffman? Okay. Mr. Hoffman is here this evening. Please. Mr. Hoffman, what we ask is that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Please do not use the name of anyone at a particular school or anywhere. Name either the school or the area.
Can I go up there? Okay, they get one of each of these.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
But I got one question, ma'am. If I can ask, I need to ask Mr. Tyler this one. The 7 is the board, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's all. There's no more backstreet gangs or
There
anything?
are only 7 elected members to the
Okay.
board that sit and make decisions for the
Thank you.
running of the public school.
That's what I need to
Thank
know.
you, sir.
Hold on a second.
Thank you.
Do we have a timer, Mr. Kaufman?
I do not, ma'am.
I think we have one that we can.
Okay, all right. I know some of them knows what's going on here. I have a lung problem. And apparently I've been lied to. If you turn to the second page, the board has denied my request for a ventilation system in the shop. And funny thing of it is, there ain't been nobody from the board, nobody's voted on it or anything. I would like to see the minutes and everything on that meeting where I got denied for a ventilation system. And it goes on down that they done test in the shop. I would like to see the results of the test that was done and who done them. I have an idea of who done them, but I'd like to see it in writing. And let's see. On the second, if you turn to it'd be the third page. This is from a diesel company, or truck news, that tells you all about what diesel fumes will do to you. And it's not very pleasant. And I know I only got 3 minutes. I'm trying to hurry along here. But if you can read over that, it'll tell you, there's 40 different types of agents in the diesel fumes. And then if you go to the next one, it says Baldwin County Public Schools. They put out a set of rules, which ain't worth the paper it's wrote on, because they run the buses continuously in the shop. And it's not supposed to be run for 1 minute. So you can read over that and see the what they come up with to shut me up with. And then The back one is for brake clean, which they spray that stuff like air freshener in the shop, and that's very harmful to your lungs. Well, it's just not your lungs. It affects all parts of your body. And then on the next page, we have the non-asbestos brake shoes. And nobody is following this rule at all of how you're supposed to, keep it from spreading in through the whole shop. You're supposed to have one bay that's supposed to be set up for it, and you're supposed to do it, by their standards, and nobody's worried about it, not following nothing. When you come in, when they sweep up the building, well, they don't sweep, they turn a leaf blower on and blow it all in the air. So that's fine particles like dust, and that's not good for your lungs. But the biggest thing I just like to see, the minutes, everything of the board. I like to see who voted it down, and I like to see who done the test and what kind of test was done.
Okay, now what we normally do what we always do, when we have someone who comes as a delegation who addresses the board over whatever concerns that you have, and we have heard you, and we have your pictures, we have your papers that you provided for us. The board does not make any kind of decision for this evening.
Let me say one other thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go right ahead.
But we have carbon monoxide sensors on the doors, by the doors, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I can take you over to the shop over here. They ain't got none. So we have a double standard in this system that one does one thing, but we can't do it. We got to follow the rules, here, but the other bunch can get away with murder almost.
Okay. Is that
Yep.
the conclusion?
Yeah.
We don't make any type of decisions on the night that you present. What we do is take the information, that you have given us tonight. We take the information in paper that you have given us tonight, turn that over to the superintendent, who will study it, look at it, and then proceed as he deems appropriately for responding to your concerns.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hoffman.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Leo.
Hey, Jesse, I don't want them coming after me. Hey, fire me.
This is hard.
All right. Mr. Superintendent, we have amendments to the agenda.
Yes, ma'am, we do. Amendments to the agenda: delete number 12, termination of probationary classified personnel. Amend number 10, leaves of absence of personnel. Number 11, retirement and resignations of personnel. Number 13, transfer, intent to transfer of personnel. Number 14, employment of personnel. Number 15, extra work for extended periods. Add number 16, approval of contract, Baldwin County Educational Coalition. Add number 17, temporary construction easement. Add number 18, naming of Alberta High School Stadium. That's what we have, Ms. Dawson.
Okay. You've heard the amendments. We'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Stewart, second from Ms. Colley. Any questions or discussion? If not, the item passes. Item 8 passes. All right? Action
No.
agenda, I'm sorry.
Need to vote on it? We don't?
Oh, did we? Did y'all not vote?
Not yet.
Not yet. Y'all didn't read my mind. I'm sorry. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? And the motion carries. Okay.
We ready?
All right, we're ready, Mr. Tyler.
All right.
Sorry.
Items of business, agenda item 1, bids proposals. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the low bidders meeting specifications for goods and services for the system as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So move.
Motion for Mr. Christenberry. Second from Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 2, Public Works. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the low bidder meeting specifications for Public Works as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Colley. Second by Ms. Lindsay. Any questions or discussion?
I'm sorry, just a silly question. Where are we going to build that?
Spanish Fort.
I was just curious where on the campus.
The breezeway that covers the, where the last new wing was in the main building, is going directly behind that on the
Okay.
south of it.
I was just curious.
Any other questions? Questions? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. And the motion carries.
Agenda item 3, license agreement with City of Orange Beach. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the superintendent to enter into the license agreement in a form similar to the attached with the acceptable exhibits to follow pending approval as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
Motion by Mr. Myrick. Second by Mr. Stewart. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 5, approval of contract Waterford Research Institute. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve.
We
What
have
about 4?
Number 4.
We have number 4. Excuse me.
Yes.
Agenda item 4, approval of contract Encore Rehabilitation, Inc. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the contract to be paid from PE trainers, coaches funds as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Ms. Colley, second by Mr. Myrick. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 5, approval of contract Waterford Research Institute. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the contract to be paid from Title I and Title II federal funds as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Christenberry, second by Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion?
Has nothing to do with Waterford Crystal. I want to make sure everybody, we got that the other night, yeah.
Correct. If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Agenda item 6, approval of partnership with Saudi C. Alabama Works. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the partnership with Saudi C. Alabama Works for the 2020-2021 school year to be paid with system general funds as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
Motion by Ms. Lindsay, second by Mr. Myrick. Any questions or discussion?
I don't know why this didn't occur to me the other night when we were talking about this, but I know that we partner with Saudi C, to do the workforce and stuff like that.
World of Opportunity.
World of Opportunities. Thank you. The name left me. But with COVID and all of that stuff, I know that's very limited. What have they been doing?
Like everyone else, virtual,
Okay.
Zoom, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just
Yep.
wondering, we're still
Still
partnering with
continuing
them
with-
and still paying
Right.
them, and they're not doing the
Yeah.
same
It's
things.
a-
I was
it's
just wondering.
different, like most everything right now in education, but still moving forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Agenda item 7, approval of proposed new board policy 4.1.4, supervision of low-risk sex offenders. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve proposed new board policy 4.1.4 of supervision of low-risk sex offenders as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
Motion from Mr. Myrick, second from Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Agenda item 8, AASB District 1 Director Vote Designee. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the board's selected designee to vote on the AASB District 1 Director and to submit said designee on the official form as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Colley?
Second.
Yeah, we need to,
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We need to figure out who the date. Yeah. I just didn't know if we had to approve it before
Do
we
we
discussed it.
approve it
Sorry.
before, or go ahead and nominate and then approve?
The designee to be, and then approve it that way.
Okay.
All right. So of all of those of us that are going in December,
I am going to ask to not be it just because of my position. I don't want to be the one choosing who my board member's going to be. So I would like to withdraw my name from consideration of that.
it will be an electronic vote. All right. All right, we have a nomination for Tony. Do I hear any others? Not? All those in favor for Tony Myrick, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And on the form that we have, Tony, you do, we submit some information, you'll be contacted, and the vote will be electronic.
No, and
All
I
right.
guess I don't know if this is the appropriate time to do this, but it is assumed that boards will vote for the same person that we voted for last month.
Yeah.
You know, when we took our vote last month, we're just resubmitting. Yeah, yes.
That's like the
I just
Electoral
wanted to make
College.
sure we all agreed
way-
that was
that
still
we
our.
all agree and understand.
Yeah.
We're voting on the same person we originally voted on, except it ended in a tie.
Along with the rest of the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, so,
Yeah, all of the boards, you know, and
because 3 boards never submitted
But, yeah.
a vote.
So you can't put Nick Saban on there.
so we're hoping that won't happen in December. He's busy. All right.
We have confidence in you, Tony.
Yes, full confidence. Go ahead, Mr. Tyler.
Senior staff, I love it when I'm out of these conversations. I can just sit here and listen.
While we babble on, right?
Agenda item 9, rescission of retirement and resignations of personnel. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve to rescind the retirement and resignations of personnel as provided to board members under separate cover.
Motion from Mr. Myrick. Second from Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Agenda item 10, leave of absence of personnel. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the leave of absence of personnel as amended and provided to board members under separate cover.
Motion from Mr. Myrick. Second from Ms. Lindsay. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
Agenda item 11, retirement and resignations of personnel. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the retirement and resignations of personnel as amended and provided to board members under separate cover.
So move.
Second.
Motion from Mr. Christenberry, second from
It don't matter.
Ms. Colley. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
We've omitted agenda item 12. Agenda item 13, transfer, intent to transfer of personnel. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the transfer, intent to transfer of personnel as amended and provided to board members under separate cover.
Motion from Ms. Lindsay, Second from Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 14, employment of personnel. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the employment of personnel as amended and provided to board members under separate cover.
Motion from Mr. Johnson,
Second.
second from Mr. Stewart. Any questions or discussion? If there are none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 15, extra work for extended periods. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the extra work of personnel as amended and provided to board members under separate cover.
So move.
Motion from Mr. Christenberry, second from Ms. Lindsay. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Agenda item 16, approval of contract, Baldwin County Education Coalition.
Actually, the original board agenda had agenda item 16 was the suspension. So I think it needs to just be renumbered. Yes, on the top. So but see, this one has agenda item 16 is the approval of the contract, but we haven't done the suspension yet. It was the old 16. Did it move somewhere else?
That's agenda 19, I believe.
Is it 19 now?
Yeah, 19 is now.
We added 16, added 17, 8.
Accidentally left it off because it wasn't in an agenda, it was. Okay, so it's renumbered, okay. It's on there, it's on there.
Yeah,
So electronically it's missing.
that's why you do what you do, to make the catch. Where are we now?
16.
threw me off. Agenda item 16, approval of contract, Baldwin County Education Coalition. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the board president to enter into the contract for services with the Baldwin County Education Coalition for a term of 2 years for the annual amount of $80,000 to be paid from local funds as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So moved.
Second.
Motion for Ms. Colley, second for Mr. Christenberry. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Agenda item 17, temporary construction easement. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the board president and superintendent to enter into the temporary construction easement as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
Motion for Mr. Myrick, second for Mr. Johnson. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Agenda item 18, naming of Alberta High School Stadium. Superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve to name the Alberta High School Football Stadium after Mr. John T. Cobb as stipulated in the agenda exhibit.
So moved.
Motion for Mr. Stewart, second from Ms. Lindsay. Any questions or discussion?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Brandon did a good job.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And Louise, please let the record show that I abstained. And the motion carries. Well, the illustrious Mr. Cobb is my brother. And so I have,
I didn't know that.
I know.
You weren't supposed to.
You weren't supposed to, so I remained quiet. I appreciate what you did. I do. My older brother, Corn Cob, that's him. All his life. I promise you.
With all due respect, Mr. Cobb, I'll call you Mr. Cobb instead of.
Yes.
All right, I do thank you. He did really devote his whole heart to Alberta School and to Alberta community. for the number of years for the 20 years that he was there, and they all knew that, and he would never go anywhere else. So, thank you for that too. Okay.
Louise, if you could let the record reflect that Miss Cawley did not know.
Yes.
So let that record reflect.
Hey, I'm gonna join in on that. I had no idea.
Oh, you didn't.
I did not know.
That's all right. After the week I've given y'all, I deserve it. That's all right.
Say what, Scotty?
It wasn't on Facebook.
What?
You said it'd be on Facebook?
Woo! There we go.
Board and board and
Told you it could go south.
I
from
do
here.
know what your truck looks like.
board and senior staff. The second counselor that's visiting us tonight is Scotty Lewis. That's a good one, Scotty. Agenda item 19, suspension of personnel unpaid. The superintendent recommends adoption of a motion to approve the unpaid suspension of personnel as provided to board members under separate cover.
Motion from Mr. Myrick,
Second.
second from Ms. Cawley. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all we have on the agenda, Ms. Dawson.
All right. Nothing on the information agenda at this
News
point.
media is not here, I don't think.
News is not here. I would say, if y'all all have a great Thanksgiving, we don't see each other before. We don't have any staff reports.
We had those
We had
work
those at the
sessions.
work session,
I
so
think they're all staffed out.
they're
right now,
staffed
so-
out. We have, Mr. Busby is not here, no news media. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Well,
Hey, first-
So we've got
I
December
do want-
conference in Birmingham.
Right, I know Ms. Cawley was going to mention y'all's board conference in December, which I always enjoy attending, and I'll be there keeping an eye on y'all. And
It's a good thing.
Flo, I'll keep an eye on him, don't worry about it. Also tomorrow, we're changing from a superintendent breakfast to superintendent appreciation luncheon for all of our elected officials that have supported us over this difficult time, and our culinary students are preparing that at 11:30, and it's your typical Thanksgiving dinner, so we're excited about that. And come December, we'll have our principals meeting to end the year, but they had a COVID meeting today. You've got information from me in an email right before the board. You can look at that. We're digesting how to move forward. We've talked about this for probably 6 months, about there's probably somewhere in our future an imminent closing of something, and we're going to be prepared. I think you will be pleased once all the details are rolled out, but right now that's still being massaged, and just want to let you know that the staff worked tirelessly today. I was at the Airbus, and we're piloting with our middle schools with FlightWorks Alabama, and we Build It Better Alabama with the State Department and Alabama State Commerce Department of middle schoolers, and getting a better idea. I want to get this video and show y'all. It's a tremendous opportunity for our students. Renee was there, I was there, Kendall and Cindy were there. This would go right in line with what we've been talking about for the last year and a half, 2 years, of when we're ready to bring to you our finished model of a possible career tech comprehensive high school academy. And we've got some announcements coming up pretty soon that I would like for y'all to be a part of and attend. So a lot of exciting things as we turn the corner going into 2021, and just pray that this vaccine they keep talking about rolling out any week now comes out and things get better. But if not, Baldwin County Schools is going to push through this unless you as a board or those higher shut us down. We have no intentions of closing our doors. Dr. Mackey applauded that today when me and him spoke personally. So Very excited for what we're doing and for your support, Board. And Mr. Stewart, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard.
Glad to have you part of the family. It's a heck of a ride. So just strap in. And Cecil and Tony, glad to have y'all back on board in this journey. And we got a lot of work left to do. Thank y'all.
Again, to all of you, staff, Scotty, Sarah, everyone, have a great Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. And then enjoy, don't eat too much. Right. I hear a motion to adjourn. Thank you.
Welcome aboard, man.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Thank you.